Okay. Now I think we should be good.
Word.
All right.
All right.
What's going on,
The
my
funny
guy?
thing about this is not my first podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I heard you. We were just talking about you doing one with your strength coach before. I
Hmm.
did one in high school with like this kid named Ronan, this kid named Ryan, and I'm pretty sure this other kid named Dante. And yeah, we were just sat around a table, just saying some weird shit. I have no idea where that clip is. I'm probably gonna ask to hear it after.
Yeah, what do you guys talk about?
I don't know, probably like communism and fucking some shit like that. Like
Hell yeah.
this, just like the state of the world and like politics. It was like right after I graduated high school, I'm pretty sure. Or
So what was
maybe it
that?
was my senior year. I probably talked about anime and like sports,
Hell
just
yeah.
everything like a fucking teenager, like a teenage boy talks about, like random politics and
When
all
was that? Like
that.
2017, 2018?
2018.
I'm trying to think what was going on then. Trump was just out there getting after it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else was going on.
Trump was just out there like first year or second year after winning the election, and I was graduating high school.
Hell yeah. Well, for those who don't know,
They're nothing.
Indy's from Oregon, Grants Pass to
Hmm.
be specific. Um, and we met firefighting this past year. How long you been, what, it's like you've done that since high school, right? So that's like what, 7 years?
Yeah, so we
Six,
we
seven
can get
years?
into that for a second first. I guess like I just
Whatever you
assume
want.
this is gonna be seen by everyone that already knows me, but been doing fire since 2018. I started right after high school. My buddies were like, "Hey, there's this cool job where you go like work in the woods." And the part that blew me away was like I just got out of high school and I had people like being like, "Oh, you can be a wildland firefighter." And I'm like, "Wait, I can just be a firefighter like right after high school? Like I'm 18." And they're like, "Yeah, you don't need any like certs or any college." I'm just like, I in my head at the time, I have no understanding of like what a firefighter is. So I'm just like, oh, that's crazy. Like I'm just gonna go be a firefighter now. And then had no idea that the job is like just digging in dirt and like camping and hanging out with like a bunch of ex tweakers usually, like or ex cons. Like even the federal side, they hire like even hot shot crews will hire
Yeah.
like a lot of people with records and stuff. It's like one of the only jobs that they can get in the government. So yeah, I got into that, and first season I hated it. Like, I wouldn't say I hated it. Actually, I thought it was just kind of like I had a different path in my life at the time, I thought, and I still do. But um, I ended up doing that, took like a year or two off, and then started back up in Grayback in 2020, and have just been fighting fire ever since.
Yeah. What was the original path? Because I know you for a while you were saying, right, that was like military was the original thought, like for
Yeah,
high school?
yeah. So military. Was definitely what I was gonna do originally. Long story short, I ended up kind of like having some legal trouble that stopped me from going into exactly what I wanted to do in the military, which was like become an operator, like a Navy SEAL or something of that effect. And at the time, dude, it was like the only thing I was for sure gonna do with my life. Like I was like training every day, running all the time, like studying the ASVAB just as much as I could. Like I'm like the mindset of like I'm gonna be a SEAL.
Yeah.
And yeah, just ended up like getting right up to the point right before they sent me to MEPS. And they're like, oh yeah, with your record, you can't do this, but you can do XYZ. And I kind of just backed off for a while, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to get like, I don't really want to just be in the Navy. Like, I don't really want to just like go be in like the general ranks, and nothing like wrong with that, obviously, but it's just not like what I wanted to do. And if I can't do exactly what I want to do, then it's kind of like, why am I wasting my time doing something like that? So I'm still not really doing exactly what I want to do, but I'm gonna like always move to that direction.
Yeah. I think that's like, I don't know. I think that's such an important thing in life. Just, I don't know, many times, many people aren't doing exactly what they want to do per se, but it's like trying to stay true to yourself and like move towards that. Like I felt the same way, like especially because I played football, and then afterwards I was like, well, I got a job I was, you're supposed to get after getting undergrad and grad school, worked some sales job, and like I was like, dude, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And like internally kind of knew wanted to do something similar to what I'm doing now. It's like health coaching and kind of passing on things I learned through either gaining and losing weight, whatever it is. But
Yeah, lean man to line man, or vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah,
Line man to lean man. Let's
uh,
go.
yeah, dude, it's been cool. But it was like, it's like at least for me, like it took balls to, and it still does like every day to like kind of put yourself out there. And especially like I feel like for both of us, like we want to do some like I don't know, we want to do some like epic shit to be like to put it blunt, like I don't know, we're like we want to do stuff that matters. Like it's not just some like boring
Yeah,
task. And I feel like a decent amount of people, not
right.
everyone, but I don't know, I think that's within a lot of people, but they just like drown it out. So,
Yeah, for me, it's always been like kind of impossible to drown
well,
it
yeah,
out.
obviously, yeah,
And yeah, like it's when I get to a point like where I'm sure a lot of people feel like this, but I think like the hard thing in life, especially when you're young, is like you want to be realistic about what you can accomplish, but then at least for me, the argument in my head is like, what is realistic? Like, what? Why can't I be like a movie star, or go be a millionaire? You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
it's like what's realistic, and it's you don't really know. It's whatever you determine it to be. But then there's obviously going to be caveats to that. So it's just like, dude, it's so hard to actually know what you want, go for what you want, and then like if the possibility is there for it, that's like pretty much the average 25-year-old experience. I'd bet.
Yeah, I feel like it. And you're like a lot of people, I mean, at least from where I'm from, because it's most people, just after high school, they go to college, they study whatever, something that they probably don't care a ton about, or maybe they find it interesting, but maybe they're just looking for security, like find a job and then
Right.
just, and that's like, of course, you got to be able to provide for yourself and your family in the future, but it's also like balancing. I don't know. I think that's why there's probably so many people who are just like depressed and unhappy. Is like if you know there's a path that you like want to be working towards and you're not even on that path, like it's it can be because I've been there and it's like it's a that's a hard place to be. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
it is. It's like, yeah, man, I think like we all do kind of screw ourselves over, and it's really hard to figure out if you're at the right place at the right time too. Like, well, obviously there is no set finish line, and it's like, everyone obviously gets in their head of like, oh, I should have a family, a stable job, and a house by 30. Like
Yeah,
I think most people are probably wanting that, or like, obviously there's a lot of outliers, but if we like averaged up kind of just what it is to be an American, that's probably like the goal is usually like have all those, or like 28 somewhere in there,
yeah,
29. But in reality, it's like when that is supposed to come is it's just so different for everybody. And yeah,
yeah. It
I
is,
don't
and it's like weird because I don't feel like it's historically. I don't know. I've been kind of like doing like research, not even like research, but like watching like documentaries and kind of like some research on just like how I don't know how like our modern I guess system was created with like education and like to till a certain age and then like college and everything and it's like I don't know. I was talking to my girlfriend about it, but I'm like I don't think it's like really natural for everyone just to be like shoved in the same system
know.
and
Oh,
like
fuck
study
no,
some
dude.
stuff you don't care about and it's like then you've got to re-find yourself because you were never taught to even look for that in the first place and that's like
Well,
yeah,
yeah. And also you're not always gonna want to do what you want. And that's
yeah,
okay. Like you don't, you're not always gonna have the exact dream job that you want. Like, I don't know. But I almost question myself even saying that. Like sometimes I'm like, why can't everyone do that? But then it's like that's the idealistic world, and that's like the dream scenario. But like, is maybe the dream scenario is possible? Anyway, screw that. All I was saying is like, back in the 50s, right? Like, I was thinking about like my great grandfather a lot because he was really successful,
Mhm.
and he fought in World War II. I think when he was 18, and he fought in Germany and the Pacific, and then came back to Grants Pass and put himself through school and became an electrician. And he was like really, really like successful. Like he just made a bunch of money. Like he became a millionaire in his life, and a lot of that was just through like business and stuff. And like he lived such a good life though. Like he did everything he wanted to do, dude. He freaking golfed like all the time. He like would just buy like the brand new fastest racing boats that were coming out in like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, all that, like he'd be out on adventures, he'd go hunt all the time. Like dude, he became a pilot. Him and his brother where they were like, "Oh, we'll just take up flying. Like that sounds fun." So they'd go fly and shit, dude, and like have all these crazy adventures. And it's like, do you think he wanted to like when he was a little kid, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be an electrician one day? Like maybe, but that probably wasn't like his dream job per se. And like that's okay. Like for a lot of people, I think if you are lost and you don't exactly feel like your career is what you want it to be, I think as long as you're living a life outside of that that's fulfilling, that's really what matters.
Yeah, yeah, I think 100% you've got to have a why behind like what you do. And if
Hmm.
obviously if you're like doing something and but maybe not everyone's, we're talking about like dream job, but maybe not maybe everyone maybe other people just have, and even myself, like have dreams outside of job, which the job can then give you too. Like whether it's taking those adventures or whether it's having the family or things like that. Um, 'Cause I think there's so much outside of just working. And obviously like that's important, but like those dreams and maybe like dreams of what you really love doing you can also get compensated from in the first place.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, it's all there's no secret formula. Really, life is like you can say whatever you want to anybody and anyone can like you can try to take directions from anyone, but really it's like it's down to that exact like moment of you in your head and like what you want. Like there's really no perfect recipe for success and what success is.
Yeah. I think it's
Hey,
just what did you say?
no, nothing. I was gonna say I got a topic switch for you when you're
Yeah, yeah,
ready.
hit me.
All right, this is completely changed, but what do you think of A&W for gains?
I mean, it's got carbs. So
It's got sugar.
yeah, hit it
I feel like,
hit it post training and you need the carbs. Have some A&W and like a steak and you're good to go.
dude, I think you some intro workout,
I
right?
was about to say you could have an intro workout too.
Yeah, like, cause you know, I like kind of going back to like my great grandpa and stuff. I'm always just like looking at the secret sauce that all like the freaking people of the past had. Like,
Yes.
I'm not gonna like go down on if they were, like necessarily in this world, like by this world standards, probably a lot of not great things that like the modern world would probably reject a lot of these guys, like that have pretty much built America, men and women. But yeah, dude, I don't know. They were for sure super hardworking, like super definitely probably 20 times more athletic than like someone that even plays not like D1 sports, but like an average like run of the mill athlete today. Like they might not be as fast or whatever, but they got something to them. And I think from a lot of it was just like moving all the time anyway. Like they were always either working or doing shit, and like life was just way more active back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. But bro, like these construction workers would just like go out, the dudes that built like the Empire State Building, they'd fucking wake up at like 4 in the morning, work all day, drink like seven fucking sodas, and just like keep getting after it. Like I'm telling you, dude, I think if you might get diabetes when you're like 60, but this shit's good for you.
Well, I mean, also like soda back then was not what it is now. So
That's
like
true.
It was just like sugar,
It's really
carbonated
true.
water, and like some like flavoring that's probably not like toxic to you. So I'd
Yeah,
imagine it was probably a lot, yeah, it's probably a lot better. It's like, like the Mexican Cokes or something where it's just like the cane sugar.
yeah,
It's probably like if it was like that, then like ripping those. But even like that, I don't know. I've been getting, do you know about like Tartaria at all?
dude. My fucking great grandpa defeated the Third Reich off Mexican Coke, essentially. Like you can do anything off of it,
Yeah.
but but no. What about tartar?
Well, I was saying like supposedly they're because you were talking about Empire State Building, and I've been
Mhm.
looking in like I don't know, I'm just down some rabbit holes sometimes, and and I guess like a lot of the buildings, like including the Empire State Building, were already in the U.S. I don't know before in North America before Europeans came, um, and it was all like ether charging kind of buildings, which they had like blimps and stuff, and they had I don't know, stuff to get around like the world. And then they just
Like
direct
who?
energy
Who are
weaponed
these?
the Tartarians. There was like another civilization who was they were throughout the
eh,
whole world. Um
Are
yeah.
are they also like Atlanteans, or are they separate?
I think it seems to be like I don't know. It seems to be from what I understand, I've heard things that Atlantis was actually like the West, like the Southwest, and that just all got like direct energy weaponed, hence like the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon and
By
everything.
who?
The people in charge now probably. The freaking
Fuck them,
shape
dude.
shifting, the shape shifting
I'm so tired of their
serpents,
shit, bro. They
the
just can't
Rothschilds. I don't
stop
know.
fucking everything up whenever everything decides to finally get good. It's just like, oh, we gotta ruin this with bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what it seems like. And then with the direct energy weapons, like if you've heard of you know how like San Francisco used to be sick, or all these old cities used to be really cool, and they had like the Pan American Exposition, and they had all
Yeah.
these like crazy buildings in Chicago, and then all these cities had like crazy fires, and just
Yep.
basically destroyed all that stuff. Because somehow that was made when they had just like freaking hammer chisels, horses and carriages, and they make like these buildings that we can't even make now. So
Bro, the Empire State Building was built in a year and like 2 or 3 months.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was.
Well, I mean, there's video footage of it from
From
like
the start. Was it?
what?
Because I always just see the pictures when it's like already already fully made, and then they're like on the beams and stuff. But I don't know. This is just what I've seen. I've not. I've got very minimal
Well, I'm
evidence.
not
This is just
disagreeing with that, like any of what you're saying, because as you know, like I'm also a massive conspiracy theorist. But
yeah.
like, I mean, I think the video footage, if it is real, is really cool.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about, and it's
Yeah,
badass.
it's like from the
Yeah.
freaking 20s, bro, and they're literally just like, yeah, it's just these guys getting after it super hard every day. They got like the cool little like paperboy hats, and it's cold as fuck, you could tell, and they're just like out there slinging fucking hammers and massive metal spikes, and they probably couldn't hear their grandkids talk, dude, because of how loud everything was.
It's just like I don't know how how they even built that with like because they didn't really have like how do you even get all those metal beams in like the city? You know what I mean? Like that's great.
Production.
What like I guess like a train and then I don't know. Have you looked into all like I've been looking more into the 9/11 stuff too. I don't know if you've been you've been on top of that at all.
No, not recently.
Controlled
Actually, I
what?
saw, yeah, no, I haven't seen anything about that, but I did see something about some other bombing, and like I guess everyone described this one suspect that like on the official government record wasn't there, and then there's like a police officer that was investigating him, or like was like, oh shit, this is crazy because this isn't what like the federal report says, and then that guy was found dead in a field. So
The investigator or like the guy?
yeah, the guy that was investigating, not the suspicious bomber that was seen by everyone except for the federal report.
Dang. Dude, the Matrix, they got those people just coming in and erasing people.
Yep. Goodbye.
That's it's like that that Clinton guy that they've that like the Clinton kill list of all the people they've killed, and they've got the one where it's like this guy killed himself, but he somehow hung himself and like shot himself from like 10 feet away with a shotgun. And they're like,
Oh
"What?"
yeah, yeah. Like the corner reports, like
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that, dude. And it's like, yeah, he shot himself from way over here with the shotgun. Like even like the fucking Epstein shit
Bro, I was about to
is
say, yeah.
is like, okay, come on, dude. What are we doing? Like, are we really all gonna just pretend like that if there's that big of a fucking question of like a legit detective is like, hey, actually, I don't think that I think this is murder. Like, I actually don't think this is suicide. Like, I see a lot of signs of struggle, and then they just everyone's like, that's cool. So yeah, the guy killed himself. It's like that's kind of wild that they're just that alone should be like a red flag that our government is extremely corrupt. And honestly, dude, we probably shouldn't even be saying this on a podcast because they're gonna fucking look at this. They're gonna come for us.
I don't know. In the Patriot Act, bro, they can see everything that anyone has on their phones. So if you like texted this, if you like saved anything, they know it. So
I don't save or text anything.
yeah, neither do I. I would never do that. But, but dude, Epstein, he was an agent of Mossad, which is the Israeli CIA basically.
hmm
And yeah, it's crazy because like he obviously had every like politician or person of influence implicated, um, because they haven't released a single thing about the files or anything they found. They probably just destroyed it all.
Yeah, probably. I'm surprised that it even got as far exposed as it did, or it really, with how many people were in there. I'm like, I'm kind of, I don't know. It's kind of insane that they even were able to, like, whoever was investigating that didn't get their existence card pulled.
I don't think anyone even really is investigating it too much. Like even the FBI director, Kash Patel, he didn't even he just like, yeah, Epstein killed himself. And everyone's like, yo, what? Like
That's
everyone
what I
knew,
would, yeah,
everyone knows. And he like they all went in. I mean, this whole administration, they went into like, I don't know, the classic. It's always either freaking conservative drain the swamp or the, you know, liberal side of
drain the swamp.
it's like, they're both working under the same puppet master here. Like, what are we talking about here, people? It's pretty obvious.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. And yeah, and the girl who is like I watched a few documentaries on it, and the girl who was like one of the main whistleblowers on it because she was like one of the child people who was sex trafficked, sex slave, whatever you want to call it. She put out like obviously stuff like I'm not going to kill myself, I'm not suicidal, this that, and then like 2 months ago she killed herself, air quotes,
Yeah,
and it's like. And everyone's like, yo, she said she wasn't gonna do this. And then they just like case closed, boom. So it's just, I don't know, it's crazy.
that's fucking wild, dude.
But I mean, you won't see that on the like. I was talking.
Just doing some horrible shit,
Yeah,
and then they're gonna be like, "See, this is the state of the world today."
yeah, that's what they got to do. Divide and conquer. You got to
Yeah,
just continually create racial divide.
yeah, absolutely.
So
But yeah, because if you're focused on hating other people, then you're not gonna be focused on like who's actually causing problems.
yeah, and anytime they do, those people get freaking axed. You get
hmm
JFK or Malcolm X or all those
Yeah.
people. Yeah, I don't know. I find it just so interesting because it's just like, those. It's just it's the same. I don't know. I feel like it's the story on repeat for so many things. So it's just, I don't know. I find it interesting to kind of like peel back the uh the veal and try to like be like, all right, not that I'm gonna figure out everything by any means, but just like fun to, I don't know, fun to look into it Because you know it's like you just know when you like
It
listen
is.
to some stuff, you're like, yo, I know this is some just absolute BS.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, either way, dude, I wanted to talk about this too, like off topic again, but like, what was the differences that you like saw? Because you went to Australia for a few months, and I've been like thinking about
Yeah.
international travel for a while, and like, what was the difference, I guess, just in like their day-to-day like existence?
Um, oh, dude, it was so different. It was like there was a lot. I don't know. I'd say everyone there, and maybe it was because it was summer, but like everyone there seemed way happier, like just way more outgoing, way more sociable. I don't know, dude. It was like I don't. It felt like what America like seems like in like the '80s in like movies and stuff.
Hmm.
Like how or maybe like the '90s even too in a lot of ways, especially like the style for sure. Like the way people dress is super '90s over there. But I'd say everyone over there was like way more outgoing in general. Just they seem busier in a good way, like not busier like oh just like on your phone or like got to do some stupid shit. But everyone just seemed like they would like go to the beach so much and like just doing activities a lot.
Yeah,
Um, could we pause this for like one
yeah,
second?
I got you.
I got yeah,
Uh, all right, we're back after eye drop break.
we're back after allergy attack. Um, yeah, Australia. Anyway, yeah, people there just seem a lot cooler, at least in like their demeanor towards others, like a lot less socially awkward, I would say. And I don't know, this is just my observation, but I feel like the dynamic between men and women there seems a lot like also a lot less socially awkward. Like it seems like in America, like guys and girls are really almost just like anxious to approach each other and talk to each other all the time. And like, dude, I feel like dating here just is so hard and terrible and annoying. Like, if it happens naturally, it usually happens at work or through a friend. But like, just like in terms of like being in a public setting and just having like random banter with strangers, like banter with strangers, like yeah, they'd probably say banter. Like that's an English term, but I don't know. They might say it over there. I kind of forgot if that was one of theirs. Anyway, they seem just a lot more fluid and smooth in that sort of sense on both sides. Like I feel like women were definitely less afraid to approach men over there
Mhm.
and vice versa. And honestly, I think yeah, like Aussie guys definitely seemed a little less afraid to approach chicks.
Hmm.
But then again, like they like to drink there a lot more, and everyone's kind of just in like bathing suits because they're out, just outside all the time. Not it's not actually like bathing suits, but I mean, if you're by the beach, dude, like a lot of Aussies spend their time at the beach. That's like the main hangout place. It's the beach
Yeah, that's a good hang spot.
and the
Yeah,
club.
yeah.
Yeah, they like the club there, bro.
I've never been a huge club guy, but I understand it. I've been to some like in Miami a few months ago for a buddy's wedding, and when you if you're at a good one, they go hard.
Well, see, I've been to like I think clubbing like two or three times in America, and it's not even remotely close to what it's like in Australia.
Yeah.
Like the club in here has probably just got some like super loud trap music on, or like I don't know, like American like club music, like whatever they got in there at the time. But Australia, I think that like the music is a lot like more like just EDM based and a lot more like trancey. And honestly, the rest of the world just listens to a lot more EDM and shit than Americans do. We really like our like lyrical music and stuff, but they definitely seem to like beats and shit a lot more around the world. And especially Australia, they have like just a lot more like dance music in there, which is good. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
People don't
I don't,
really smoke as much over there. That was cool. They vape a lot, like at a crazy amount.
hmm. Yeah, I feel like. I don't know why, but especially, I mean, I haven't been an adult that long, but like the male, female, like, I don't know, interactions. I don't like the dating scene just seems like it's just everyone just relies on like Hinge or Tinder or whatever else they use. And it's just I don't know,
It's kind of
lackluster.
gross.
Yeah, it really it's like weird, dude. It's just like I don't
It,
know
it's
how.
weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I've never been on Tinder. Like, obviously, I've
Yeah.
had my experience with it, and I just like, I don't know. It's a weird vibe, and it just sucks that that's what it has to be to get to dating. Like, if that's how you're meeting people, and that's what's stopping you from being lonely, then that's better than nothing. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, like, but I think, and obviously, there's like, I'm sure you can probably go on like YouTube and type up like 50 top 50 funny Tinder meetup stories. Like I'm sure there's like a lot of really funny and good stories that come from it. But it just seems kind of like, yeah, it's weird that that's got to be kind of like that's like the meta of dating, and it really shouldn't be like that. Like honestly, I know it's like sounds cliche, but like I feel like it'd be cool to go to like just libraries and meet people, or like at an amusement park, or like I don't know, at the beach or something, out just out in public. And I think another thing too with the, like dating, which is kind of bad in our society, is like the intentions aren't great. Like everyone, whether it be from like whether it be from like the music that we listen to and like the TV and the movies that we are fed, but everything's so sexualized that like I think that's like another like portion of why like dating is kind of awkward, is because people don't have like a really good like interpretation of what the opposite sex is supposed to be like, and like just like in a straight romantic or friendly manner. And if you just get like all that garbage thoughts out of your head and like actually just focus on like, oh, okay, like I just like hanging out with these people for fun, like then I think are gonna flow a lot better for you.
Yeah, 100%. And like meeting, I mean, yeah, that's I mean, we're both that's how we've met both of our people on, in person. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it just you can like meet them and understand you just understand like the vibe of the person. And I don't know, I mean, I'm not a huge texter. I use it for like work a lot, but I'd rather
Yeah.
talk with somebody, like that's how you can just tell how somebody feels. And like you said, like sexualization, like that's 100% true. Like it's just such lustful intentions that
Mm.
you're just you almost I think that's maybe why people are like, especially women are probably like pull back a little bit, or maybe some don't, but like because if you just think the other person has those intentions, then you're like trying to guard yourself. So it's like you're playing defense while you still want to find a relationship. So it's like it's just a weird I don't know, dilemma.
Right. And if you're a guy and that's like your main goal, like isn't seeing that, like, yeah, I don't know. You gotta just kind of be like really cold with it if you're just gonna be like a womanizer, and then like like your only goal is to just like sleep with people. You're either gotta just be like straight up, and that's what like it's gonna be, or you have to just be like I guess like a really good poker face, like just like someone that probably does it all the time anyway. Like like they've practiced that routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I got another thing. I got into some debate over this was caffeine. I've been
Mm.
getting, and I'm drinking decaf right now because here I'm on Eastern time, so it's almost 7. But like I'm hearing some people it's like soft. And I got my one buddy, he talks about these like functional patterns. Are you a caffeine guy still?
Yeah, I like it because like I'm a fucking adult, bro, and I can handle just drinking a cup of coffee. Like if I want to have some coffee, I'm gonna have some coffee. I'm not just gonna be like, oh,
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
yeah, like
Yeah.
man, bro. But I get it. Like
Yeah,
also
me
I
too.
get it.
Yeah.
Like I think I probably would function better in a lot of ways if I didn't have caffeine. But at the same time, like if I want it, I'm gonna have it. It is it is like in a sense, I don't know. I think I've done cycles where I just quit for like 3 months or 4 months at a time. And honestly, I've done both quite a bit, and I like both. I just slightly like caffeinated a little more.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Taking, I think it's I usually see like people you need like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to like I don't know, like get off of it per se. So I've done that.
Yeah.
Never done like 3 or 4 months, I don't think. That's impressive. But like yeah, unless I'm like if you're not like relying on it to like function, but like I don't know, it's just like it's one of those things that's I just like look forward to, you know? It's just like oh, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee after breakfast or something. That's when I usually have it. Um,
No, I respect it. I do, but first, yeah, it kind of led me into like this next point of like, dude, I'm so fucking tired of like this whole like whatever. You gotta max all your health fucking stats to do what? Like you don't do fucking anything. Like
yeah.
to you gotta like max your stats hard enough so you can just like feel good while you're what fucking scrolling on your phone, like hanging out in public, like playing your one sport a day, like which is cool, man. If you got like a hobby and you really want to do everything you can to focus on it, like by all means, that's better than nothing. But like it's okay to miss like fucking seven, like to get 6 or 7 hours of sleep, like once in a while. Like I agree, you should sleep. Like everyone knows sleep is fucking good for you. But bro, like I don't need fucking Andrew Huberman and Matthew fucking Walker breathing down my neck like a grandma about me needing 10 to fucking 12 hours of sleep every night. Or else I'm gonna die at fucking 40 and I'm not gonna option like or fucking function optimally. Like it's okay. And I totally am like big on like going to bed early. Like early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. My fucking great grandpa always said that, and I'm a full on believer in it. But like you can skip out on a couple sleep, like a bit of sleep. You can eat like a fucking fat, delicious Sunday, bro. Like, why are you trying to live this like extremely optimal life? And if you're not gonna like just enjoy it too. That's just
Dude,
my take on things. I don't know. That's why I'm
100%.
drinking this A&W because I don't give a fuck and it feels good to drink it. That's what
Yeah.
raises your testosterone is just doing shit that you like to do. Like if I see a root beer and I want to drink a root beer, I'm just gonna drink it. It's good.
Yeah, 100%. And dude, I try to tell that because like that's like my business is helping people like lose weight primarily, some gain
Yeah.
weight, but like everyone gets so stressed about like tell make them a plan. Like, okay, we're gonna eat this for whatever. It depends on the person, but say like, okay, we're gonna eat this for the days we train, maybe 3 days a week. For the other fours, we'll eat this. Try, obviously try to sleep X amount for these reasons, or and then here's the exercise. But it's always like, some people are just stressing out so much. Like, is that fully optimal? Is that this, that? And it's like if somebody's like 50 pounds overweight, it's like, dude, we're not worried about like fully optimal. We're just worried about like getting healthier. Like
Yeah,
getting some weight off of you is gonna create everything else to feel better. Like if you're trying
exactly.
to like optimize every little outcome, but like, the end result is still you're not even like, you can't even freaking go on a hike for an hour. It's like, all right, well, like we need to just address that. And then,
Yeah.
or like, and if
No.
you like
Yeah.
overstress your sleep all the time and you're like tracking your sleep metrics and stuff, and you wake up, you're like, oh, I only got 6 hours and 50 minutes. Today's gonna be a hard day. And it's just like, dude, like you're just, you're starting the day off like
You're
at a
you're
deficit.
setting yourself up for failure
Yeah.
in your head by doing that. That's like another thing, dude, going back to those old school ways of doing things. It's like, do you think these fucking iron workers were like, oh shit, dude, I only slept for fucking 7 hours and 59 minutes. I didn't get the full 8 hours for my optimal schedule. Now how am I gonna fucking carry this massive hammer and my massive nuts up this steel beam and fucking like create the like it's one of the seven man-made wonders of the world, I'm pretty sure, like
Yeah.
you can do amazing things without optimizing every day. I totally am with like the program. Like I think you should try to do good things that are healthy for you. Like that's you can't just sit and fucking watch TV and Instagram and TikTok all day and eat fucking 50, 50 fucking Twinkies and drink like a shitload of 7 Up and, you know, a pound of soybeans and you're gonna feel like a hundred bucks, bro. Like you need to do things obviously, but I think if you really just like do shit that you like to do, then it doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you do stuff you like and you're hopefully around individuals who also like to just get after it,
yeah,
like it's, dude, I've played so many football games and some of my best performances were on like 5, 6 hours of sleep, freaking like diarrhea before the game. It's like, yeah, you can like whatever, dude. Or like even like firefighting, we'd be freaking whatever. Everyone's out burning and it's like 4 a.m. and it's like, yeah, nobody's at optimal right now, but it's just you're getting shit done. And it's
yeah, you're
like,
just using your mind to get to where you need to go.
yeah. And then like, I don't know. It's and yeah, like you mentioned though, it's like in our culture, like what are you even optimizing for most people? Like are you really like, are you even
So,
training hard in the gym or are you doing a hard hobby? Are you like, what's the
yeah.
purpose behind it?
No, and that's like another thing too I was thinking about recently. And I'm sure, I don't think I've read anything on this. Actually, I've only read one thing ever that chopping wood raises testosterone. Okay. But I think like just if you're like really trying to like raise your T, which obviously we know is like good for losing weight and focus and dopamine, yada yada. But if you're trying to raise your T, I think you should just do shit. Like you should just do things first of all, and then do like just do stuff. I don't know how to explain
Just
it
go
anymore.
hard. Just go
Just
hard,
go
man.
hard, just do an activity. Like it could be anything, bro. If you're at work, like really focus on trying to do your job right, or like, like really focus on just like getting stuff done. Like, you watch Eddie, and for all those who don't know, I'm not going to completely expose his identity in case he doesn't want to, but there's a crew boss at our firefighting company, and he is like, he's like he's like Jocko Willink or The Rock or like any
Bro, he
just
goes
name
hard.
any yeah, any freaking like high T male that you've seen on the internet. He's kind of like one of those guys, but not like definitely not super very very chill about it. Like he's definitely not like a show off or in your face, or he's not loud or egotistical or anything like that. He's a really cool, actually down to earth guy. Like just he's just a good dude all around. But like yeah, Eddie obviously he trains and he does all this shit, but he also just does things at like full capacity, like at the pace he works. Like, you know, you remember seeing him? Were you there when he was tying up all that shit, all those hoses
Oh,
on the
to
back of the
the
UTVs?
was that Salt Creek?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like that's high T activity. He's just like, all right, I'm just gonna do some shit and I'm gonna do it as hard as possible. Like we had long story short, we were pulling all the hose off of this fire, and like pulling hose off a wildfire is not like, oh, like pulling a garden hose out of a yard. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like imagine the biggest hiking trail and that has hose from every end to end of it, and now all of that has to be removed off of the trail. And
Yeah.
this this one particular one was there was so much hose we were using fucking UTVs to get all of it because we had to drive around and load it all up. Well, our boss, dude, man, I lost my old phone, but he had picture like I had pictures. If you know what a UTV looks like, it's about the size of a fucking like a Fiat probably, or like a Mini Cooper, right?
Yeah.
And dude had so much fucking hose on it. Like it literally looked like the thing was just it was like a bundle of hose on wheels. Like he had just tied all these crazy knots, and like a bundle of hose is about this big. Imagine like imagine like fucking 70 plus of those. Just all you can see is like this massive fucking thing of hose, and he's just wrenching down knots and like tying all the hoses up and like orchestrating this big old thing. And that's how they, yeah, that's like doing stuff like that is really how you raise your T. You just gotta fucking just get after it and just focus and just have direct focus on your next thing. And I think that's why sports does it. That's why work does it. You just gotta have fucking, you just gotta be focused and you just gotta do shit. Like you wanna optimize. Don't worry about fucking brushing your teeth. or fucking drinking eight ounces of water, 8 times 8, 8 glasses or whatever. Just get out there, whatever your mission is, and execute it, and just have fun and chill too. You got to chill really hard.
Yeah, yeah. Work hard, chill hard. But like that's and I
You got
think
to know how to chill.
yeah, yeah. And that's like, I don't know, that's another thing from like what you mentioned from like working, obviously. But it's like you got to be around dudes who also like get after it. Like brotherhood's important. And like I think that's a massive portion too. That's like such a lost thing for
Yeah.
most people. You know, obviously for our backgrounds, whether it's firefighting or sports and stuff, like we're around high performing people because like sometimes you don't feel like it. And like those days when you like don't, then it's like you have like some badass around you and you're like, all right, you know what? Like I can't fucking like then it becomes like like your inner like competitive self. It's like I know I can't get like shown up today. Like I gotta still like produce.
Yep.
Like that's I don't know. I think that's a massive thing. Or having somebody around that is like you know, you're not even like you're having to say something to each other. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. Maybe it's just like you just inherently see another high performing person and you're like, man, I gotta step my shit up today, even though I feel like shit and slept 5 hours and I'm underhydrated, whatever the reason is. It's like, yeah, I just gotta freaking lock in.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, uh, that's, and that's like something I don't, dude, nobody, and I want to talk about this too. Like nobody out east, like even knows what like wild firefighters do or like what it is. Like it's such an interesting thing, and I didn't really know either until like Jake started posting some stuff. Like I never
Yeah.
really even heard of it, and then I was like, dude, this seems like badass. And then it was, I mean, epic, but like I don't even know. Like how would you like describe it to people?
Oh man. It's it's how would I describe it to people? It's like camping and landscaping and a natural disaster had a baby. And yeah, and that baby was crazy as fuck. But um pretty much I think like the short explanation is like a fire will take place in the woods, and to put that out, people will drive way out into the woods, like into the deepest recesses as they can. And if there's a road, they'll drive all the way up to it and use that as a containment line, or they'll hike to it from the furthest drivable spot, or sometimes fly or jump out of a plane or take a boat. There's lots of ways to get to a fire. And yeah, you get as close as you can to it, and then you start putting line around it, which is literally just removing the burnable material away from it. And then you circle that with line, and then once that happens, if you can get water to it, you put hose lay around it, spray it out. If not, you got to dry mop it, which is literally just waiting for it to burn out and then mixing up the dirt with coals. And then once that is, you secure it, and eventually it gets rehabbed, and then that's it.
Yeah, and you got a freaking
That's that.
grid too.
That you got a grid. I don't even want to talk about that. Grid is fucking nasty, and no one likes it. But
That's the worst.
it's probably one of the biggest team building exercises, because it's like grading starts fights.
Oh yeah.
Like people aren't really fighting on like hotline or burning so much. Like maybe me. I know I've gotten into some like altercations on pretty much every level of the fucking fire there is, which I'm not proud of. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But gritting will make a peaceful man murderous. Gritting will make like a Puritan Machiavellian.
Dude, gritting used to get me freaking yeah, I'd be so especially when it's hot out, like I'd be like, dude, like at noon or like 2, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
And people aren't listening or like paying attention.
Yeah,
And like everyone, that's the thing about gritting, is like all it takes is someone to get slightly distracted for everything to get screwed up.
dude. Yeah, 100%. What would you, how would you, was that Sindel?
That was, you want to say
Oh,
hi?
yeah, tell her I said
Tyndall, come on the podcast.
hi. She's got blonde hair now. What's up?
Yeah, dude.
I like the
So,
hair.
thanks.
It's her natural color.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
actually, that makes sense because yeah, it was dyed last. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. How's it going?
Yeah. I know everyone thought that her actual hair was black when it was black, but she just did a really good job keeping it black.
Yeah,
So how did you get it
it's
back? Did you
hard.
have to like dye it or did it just, how does that work?
Yeah, I had to bleach it and then cut off some pieces, but it was a real pain trying to keep it black during fire season. Do you
Yeah.
remember I'd have like sweat coming down, like purple on my face from the hair dye? A
Oh,
couple of
really?
people pointed that out, but anyways, yeah, I just got back from the store buying some new discs because we've
Yeah.
been losing all of our
Yeah, for
disc golf
Are you
discs.
yeah,
playing
we've
disc
been
golf? Are you playing disc golf?
Yeah.
yeah.
Heck
Dude,
yeah.
so here's another like quick story. Yesterday one of the discs went to like this group of teenagers and then it was like missing. I felt like they stole it, but I couldn't really like prove that they did.
You bastards.
I know, dude, because like honestly, I like let it go, and I'm like, you know what, man? Even if they did steal it, it's like a tiny little frisbee disc. Like it doesn't really matter. But it's like the principle of it, and I'm just like, oh, dude, you guys are so lucky. This isn't just like 150 years ago, and I can't just be like, where's my fucking disc, and,
Just
and
murder them
just
all.
bring the hammer down on them.
Dude, oh, that's, yeah, no. I get it when like old people, sometimes like these young kids, because sometimes at like, even at like the gym or something, some kids I'm just like, oh, just want to take some of these people out. But
Yeah, you just need to like learn some fucking respect, bro. I literally cannot stand how there's just no like just I'm just gonna say it, dude. I think you should just be able to like discipline people around you, especially like, bro, for example, our world, right? Like people are like, oh, men need to hold each other more accountable. I fucking completely agree. Like, like people are like get mad at like toxic masculinity and everything like that. But it's like, you know what, dude? There would be less fucking sexual assaults and less like men being treating women like shit if they were afraid to get the hammer brought down. And
dude,
like,
100%.
yeah, dude, like you think like because here's the thing, it's that they keep getting away with shit at low levels like that. Because like right today it's a fucking disc. It's a it's a $5 little fucking disc golf disc. Tomorrow it's fucking breaking into a car and stealing $50. The day after that, it's fucking robbing someone on the street. The day after that, it's oh, I disagree with you, so I shoot you and kill you. Like if these things at a low level get stopped out, that's what's gonna like completely set the tone. Because look, I'm not saying it was them or anything, but I probably would have pressed a little harder if I didn't feel like it if it escalated, I could like get in legal trouble. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So if I had and say I figured out that they did have it, and then boom, some bro gets slapped around a little bit, like maybe next time he's not gonna steal a disc, and maybe next time he's just gonna fucking be like, huh, I was being a piece of shit. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know? Anyway,
Dude, you got to get humbled. Like that's something from sports that I learned was like it's important to get humbled. Like yeah, you're like you make a mistake and you learn from it, but like and
yeah,
usually
and it's
there's
an
physical
embarrassing
punishment.
feeling, and
Yeah,
it's
and it's
good. It's
embarrassing.
good to feel
Yeah,
that though. Like every dude should know what that feels like.
100%. That's and I mean that's unfortunately like legally that's just I don't know. It seems like that's just like what they don't want you to be able to do. And it's weird. You can't even. What do you got now? Oh, LaCroix.
Here,
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like they want you to be able to even like I don't know, like do anything. Like whether it's own a gun or be able to like get in a fight or like you just can't. I don't know. You just can't be a freaking I don't know normal person or like
no,
figure things out yourself. Like you got to go talk to a lawyer about something you could have settled in 5 minutes.
right? Yeah, exactly. It's a shame, dude.
But what are you gonna do? What about what other activity? Oh, you've been golfing, regular golfing too, or just because you said yeah, you've
Yeah, I've
been
been regular golfing like a lot. I went today.
How'd you do?
I didn't play as good as I played yesterday.
What'd you get yesterday?
I don't know. I got my first par ever like last week, but I just started golfing like
Yeah,
within a month.
that's good.
And so I don't know. I kind of fell in love with it, man. Like I don't, I don't like getting into all how happy I am to be part of my family. But dude, my family, like I really just like my freaking all the men above me, pretty much in my bloodline. I'm just like, damn, like you guys did some really impressive things, and like I never liked golf because I always looked at it as like full of just snobby, arrogant people that weren't athletic. Like I'm like, well, that's not athletic. Like you're not an athlete if you can do that. Like I like if you want to be an athlete, go play like fucking football or do some MMA. Like that's or play, like go do some shit that actually takes like you see a fat guy and you're like, yeah, that's not a sport. Which I still don't really necessarily know if I think golf is a sport, but I don't care because it's like I think it's more of a skill game personally. But I think like it's it's just really cool. Like I used to hate it because of I felt like it was really what's the word I'm thinking of? Like domesticated.
Mm.
But like now just like I think it's just like really dope. Like my great grandpa, he won our club championship and like the Grants Pass Club championship once. His brother won it like 6 or 7 times. My
Dang.
grandpa was a pro golfer and he won it
What?
once. Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. Yeah, and like I don't know, dude. It's just like something about being out on like the green grass. It's really chill. Like the golf carts are super fun. Like
Yeah.
just picking your tools, like what club you're gonna use for like the swing and like everything about it, dude. Like counting all the scores, watching your ball fly. It's like you get in the golf cart and you're kind of like hunting it down after. Like it's very
Yeah.
dopaminergic, and I just like the feeling of like just being outside and you really forget about the world, dude. Honestly, it's funny because I'm like if a lot of people who know me know that like I surf or like I'm
Mm.
not fucking great or anything like that, but like it kind of reminds me of surfing. It really like in a weird way, it's just that like calm focus and it's a blast, bro. Like I honestly I really found it it's been keeping my head like screwed on straight.
Yeah, that's important. That sounds like yeah, you get in that flow state and you're just kind of like I gotta try. I've never been I've only golfed a few times and I'll do it with like my brother or my dad or something, but I just never or like a friend, but I just never I don't know, got
Careful,
like
bro.
I never got into it, but I'll have to try. I don't know.
Careful. I don't know, dude. You might catch the bug.
My brother's got the bug, dude. He's I'm trying to think he graduated from college and then like if, since then I think he said he's golfed. I don't know how many times. Like he's probably golfed at least probably every other day, I feel like. But he's been getting after it. But
How
I
long
don't
ago did you graduate?
um maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But
So
he probably golfed at least 10 times in 3 weeks. I don't know.
did he golf much before that?
Yeah, he's been golfing for a few years. Because he in
Oh,
high school he worked at like a golf what's it a driving range and like a
mhm.
club. They got like a club pro and they like sell the what is it called the clubs. Um
Yeah.
yeah, so he's always liked golf a little bit. I've always just been like a lifting guy. Like if I'm like that or like I like hiking too, but I've got like foot injuries, so not right now I've just been straight just hitting the weights. But yeah, that's I'll have to try it out. I like the carts though. That's probably that was my favorite part about it. I went golfing last year, like 2 days before I went to Oregon, and it was I love driving the carts around and trying to like hit jumps almost. Like
Yeah.
it was fun.
Dude, it's honestly like people who really like golf are, and if they listen to this are probably gonna be like, oh, this guy's a cool. But I don't know if I would necessarily be as into it if it didn't have the carts and simply because of how much I walk for my job. Like
Yeah. Well, yeah.
and like the price point of like golf in general, like it'd just be hard for me to pay to walk that much. Like I'm not necessarily against walking for that, like if it's got like a goal or anything. Although we can get into the anti-walking.
Yes, we should get into it afterwards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like anyway, yeah, I would still love golf for sure, but it like the cart is such a fun aspect of it. And dude, like yeah, I don't know. My fucking they've been using golf carts forever. Like, I know golf's been around a lot since way before carts, but they've been using them for as long as they've had them, everyone. So, I don't know. They're sick. I like golf carts. And they're just it's just so chill to just be like posted up in one, like lean back behind like an oak tree and like the wind's just kind of like blowing the leaves and you're like watching your homie take a shot and just kind of like vibing out, dude. It's you pull the cart up and you like grab your club. You're like, okay, I'm gonna need my gap wedge for this wood, and you just hit that perfect little shot, and it like goes off the grass and lands. It's just like, I don't know, dude. It's just something about it. Just I love it, bro.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it a try. Coming summertime, I'll have to go. But all right, hit me on the walking.
Dude, okay. So first of all, it's funny because you say hiking, and I need to get. I used to like running for the mindlessness of it, and I used to like hiking because I felt like I really had nothing else to do. But over the last like 3 years, I've gotten slowly like lazier and lazier. And I'm kind of the point now where I just like I fucking hate any form of walking too. Like, all right, first of all, let me give some background to anyone that doesn't know that me and Clink, there's this guy on YouTube that we'll watch sometimes, and his name is Elijah Long, and he fucking hates walking. And it's funny because I was starting to get really anti-walking like around the same time that he was, or just like any sort of working out. I was kind of like starting to get anti-working out in general. Like, but yeah, the dude hates walking for all sorts of reasons. I couldn't even really tell you why he doesn't like it. I can tell you why I don't like it, but
Yeah,
can you
hit me
remember
with why
what?
you don't hit me with why you don't like it, and then I'll bounce off you with his reasons.
So yeah, walking, running, anything like that, dude. It's just like for me, I just like I think it's just like a waste of fucking time. Like I'm like, why am I doing this? This just feels dumb. Like seems like I could be like doing something that's actually like furthering me in some way right now. Like it actually feels like it's a goal I want to accomplish. Instead, I'm just like, oh, here's this filler random like exercise, but it literally just doesn't make me feel good. Like there's a once in a while where it's like Christmas or something, or like a nice like spring evening, and a walk does hit differently. I can't say it's all bad, but I don't know, dude. It just feels aimless. Like golf, it's cool because you're walking with at least with an aim, or like frisbee golf, it's like okay, you're like tracking something down, like moving towards it. But if you're just going for a walk just to walk, like cool, I guess. Like yeah, fucking do it if that's what you like to do. But I don't know, not for me.
Yeah, I think he was especially like suburban walking, which I definitely understand. He was just like, dude, you're walking around, like you have no privacy, you got cars driving by you, and you're just like you just feel like like a caged animal where you're like, like you're on the display and everyone's like around you looking at you and you're just kind of like walking around, which I understand. Um,
That's a weird perspective.
it is, but it kind of like makes, I don't know, it's like
It does make sense though.
it makes sense because he's like if you're walking in like a nature or like on a path or like you know what I mean, like if you're just kind of like out somewhere, it's a different feel because you're kind of like alone and it's not like at least to me like it feels different. But like if you're just walking around like a lap around like a block where there's a bunch of houses and stuff, it just there's nothing to really like look at that's really compelling or um yeah, then it feels aimless. I would say I kind of agree with that, and I prefer weightlifting for exercise, or like I don't know, jujitsu or even like golf or I don't
Jujitsu's
know,
fun.
fun stuff that's like more active. I like it at night though. Sometimes if especially if the stars are out, and like because I like to do like prayer before bed and like prayer
Yeah.
meditation, and it's kind of like for me at least, I almost feel sometimes like I like connect better when I pray when I'm like outside and moving a little bit. Maybe that's just because like we're similar, but like kind of I'm like a kinetic kind of learner, or like for me it helps to move or um I don't know, like my mind just works better when I'm like if I'm taking a walk or um in kind of like in a quiet area, like my mind, I just start coming up with ideas, whether that's like for business, like a lot of times it'll be like, oh, I gotta do this or do that or do this. Like thoughts just start flowing. So I think if you use it for a tool, it's helpful, but sometimes if I just take a random walk because I'm taking a walk after a meal to digest a little better because I'm trying to improve some like stomach issues, then it's like, yeah, during the day, it's like, all right, this is gay. But like if I'm like walking at night and like praying, or if I'm thinking about like business stuff and I'm just like, my brain's just clicking, I'm like, all right, like I want to take a longer walk or so. But what you were saying you're like anti-exercise now too. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm kind of like I'm trying to like change my mindset on it a little bit, but basically I just feel like some like if you really want to be good at stuff, you do have to practice. But if you don't like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just it's like, all right, it really started to develop at Grayback when I was like the fastest hiker on the crew.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be usually it's gonna be me or last year would be like me or Neil,
Yeah. Consensus
and
one like top two.
neither of us were would ever like go for a walk or a run or anything like that. But yeah, it'd be like at Grayback when I started like I pretty much for the last couple of years I was either like the top like I'd be in like the top 3 to 4 fastest hikers on the crew, like weighted or not. And I don't know, I'm just like I think it kind of became I think the resistance to exercise kind of was started to be it came from like a place of arrogance. Like I'm like, why would I need to do any sort of like training if I'm just good at my job? Like I can hike faster than all these people. Like I don't need to run. Like I can wake up and run 10 miles any day. That was literally like was my mindset and it was because it was true.
hmm
Like I remember I missed a burn on 4th of July in 2000 or 2023, I think it was. Yeah, because last year's 2024. Yeah. So 2023, I missed a burn that was happening on the 4th of July on the coast.
Oh,
And I hadn't ran and I couldn't tell you how fucking long, dude. It was a long time. And I was so pissed about it because I was on July 5th actually. I got shit faced on 4th of July and I was like, oh, I'll set a bunch of alarms. Went to bed at like 2 in the morning, didn't wake up at 5 or 6 or whenever I was supposed to get up. Woke up at 7 o'clock and I had all these missed calls from the shop and like all of the bosses, and I'm just like, oh fuck, dude. I was supposed to like, I had like an important role too on this burn, and I was so fucking pissed off, dude. Like, I went and got a Dutch Bros, and I ran fucking 10 miles. Like, I shit you not, at like 7 in the morning after drinking all night, and just because of how angry I was. Like I'm like I had to like punish myself, which is a really stupid mindset. But I felt like I had to run, dude. Like I had to like work some shit out in my head. I was really upset and disappointed in myself. And I set my fucking sights on running and I shit you not, bro, I ran like 10 miles. And that was after not running for like probably 2 months.
yeah.
And so in my mind, I think I don't know if it is genetic and it's like I'm an like athlete, or maybe I've just kept up on doing the work so long that that's kind of kept me strong. Or I always thought it was a mindset. Like if I really need to do something, I'm gonna be capable to do it. Like if I'm gonna need to, even if it was to lift a car like off of someone, like I would have to be impeccably out of shape, like to do it. And I'm not gonna be because I cut firewood and sell it. I work really hard. Like I'm always gonna retain my like strength. Like, bro, you saw me pick up fucking Dom and walk with him.
Yeah.
Like,
Dom's a big boy.
yeah, hold on. So yeah, like you've seen, and I was probably like 135.
Yeah.
And
Little
how
body
much?
built like a big body.
Yeah, how much did Dom weigh at that point?
I think he's like 270, something like that.
Yeah, so
Heavyweight.
I'm 135 pounds at this time, and I shit you not, for those listening, I picked up a damn near a 300-pound man,
Yeah.
like put him on my shoulders and
You might have
walked.
been. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I've always had the mindset of like I'm gonna if I don't need to train really because whatever I need to do, like strength wise, like I'm gonna be able to do it unless I'm competing. If I'm competing or something like that, then obviously I'm gonna need to train. But if I'm not, why would I do it?
Yeah. I no, I agree. I think that makes sense. And given like just how active you are, mo like and like definitely in my field where I'm helping people, 99% of people I help are sedentary. Nobody's cutting wood for to sell, and nobody's out there, working a saw for 8, 10, 12 hours a day,
Yeah, you carrying a
and
fucking
cut.
power tool in your hands
Yeah,
all
nobody's
day.
doing that.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, nobody's doing that. And my one buddy, he's like a carpenter, and he uses the saw a lot too, and he lifts as well. And the dude's absolutely just yoked because he can probably eat so many calories, and he works out at like 4:35 a.m. Then he works like 10, 12 hour day. And my
Dude,
buddy Mason, and
respect.
he's just an absolute tank, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this, yeah, like he would dominate at Grayback. This man would have been like the perfect graybacker.
Yeah.
He was a football player, like all he might have won the states for wrestling for New York, and then he played with me at
Fuck yeah,
UB.
bro.
Dude, he's like 6'1", just 250, and just like 10% body fat, just an absolute beast. But like those, yeah. So I agree. Like, and yeah, you're already in shape from even like for me, like when I was at graybacker, I was in like didn't change any shape and fit and cardiovascularly, I was in better shape, and I didn't run. I lifted maybe like twice a month. Like it wasn't, and I
Yeah.
didn't do legs, and I came back and I was still in shape. And now obviously I don't do that, so I exercise, but 3 times a week, so it's nothing like crazy. But yeah, I think I think that's depending on your work and stuff, to be fit. I think just being physically active in general, I would say is important. And then if that's your occupation, then you're already basically good to go.
Yeah, dude. I'm totally with you on that. I think, but it's a different story for your clients and for anyone. There's no shame. Like if you've gotten out of shape, then there's no shame in training to get in shape. And
Yeah.
I'm not even saying like there's shame in people that just take joy in lifting weights or training or anything like that. Like I don't think that that's wrong. Like if you love it, then just do it, man. Like that's great. My only thing is just like if I don't have to do it and I don't want to do it, then I'm not gonna force myself to do it
Oh yeah.
for the prospect of like it's good for me or like
100%.
it's gonna help me.
Yeah, 100%. Some people are like, "Oh, you should try swimming." And I'm just like I know how to swim, but like, dude, I'd rather like bench or deadlift or something. Like I don't want to
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
love doing that. Like I get hyped going to the gym. Like let's go. Like I'm excited to lift. Like I'm pumped up. I'm gonna go lift with my buddy. Good, just go try to move some heavy weight or get a good pump or whatever. And like
yeah.
that's super enjoyable. Just similar to you for like golfing or whatever it is. So like, and that's something about exercise. It's like you got to do what you enjoy, and that's
Mhm.
gonna help you get in shape. And there's gotta like I feel like with everybody, there's something that people like, and it might not be lifting or it might not be golf or whatever, but it's like there's something out there playing basketball or whatever it is. Find that and do that.
Yeah, dude, freaking pickleball. That's
Yeah,
big.
pickleball. Is that
Yeah,
big in Oregon too?
I think so. Not like yeah, like there's a decent amount of people that play pickleball or even
Yeah,
like fishing, dude.
yeah.
Fishing can be like if you want to make it an activity, you can. Like you can go hike down to like a weird spot and go throw line. Like I think we're definitely made to move.
Hmm.
Like, but then again, it's weird because there's been geniuses throughout history and those guys were like super out of shape. Like extremely unfit human beings. And it's so strange because I find that the more active I am, the better my brain works. Like,
Yeah, me
and
too.
that's just because like I don't know, like I like kind of how we are talking about just moving around in general. But yeah, you definitely see like these dudes that are like their brain is like a supercomputer and they're like they just they're either like they just have like dad bods and they've never like touched a weight in their life or like played a sport ever.
Yeah, and I was that just made me think of there's this book by Robert Greene who wrote, I don't know if you know like the 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah,
Um but he wrote this book called Mastery, and it was like super it was super helpful to me of like basically just trying to figure out like your pathway of what you find interesting or what you want to do, and just how to master what you actually. But like that was a massive thing is like it's following like your like kind of like your primal childhood inclination. Like you are built in whatever 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Like there's stuff you just genuinely enjoyed. And like it wasn't because like your parents told you to do it or siblings or your friends or whatever society told you to do it. You just liked it. And then eventually, for most people, they kind of got like slowly formed into whatever the people around them, whatever like was told to them in school or whatever it may be. But they were their own story kind of got told to them and then they just retold it as their own. And it's almost like finding back to like what you, whether it's that people, those people who didn't work out at all and were just really smart and love math or love music or loving like whatever writing, or whether it's people who don't like school at all and love forestry work or exercise. It's like that's such I think that's just like when we talk about like just fulfillment in our culture in general, it's like you gotta like figure out who you are and like who you were made to be almost, and that's a hard path, but that's the hero's journey, as they say. So
yeah, it is, dude.
it's yeah, it's difficult, but either way. I was gonna ask you too, how was hunting this year too? Because I think I left before. Um,
Like turkey, or I mean deer season.
yeah, did you do deer, elk, or anything like that?
I did both. I did deer and elk. Elk has been pretty unsuccessful since I started, which was only like that was my second year hunting elk last year. I did when I was younger with my dad, but ever since like I restarted as an adult, like me and my dad both started like 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and we just have been saving up our points to get like a better unit. We kind of just like still figuring out like everything to it. We're both kind of it's kind of more just like a good camping trip for both of us and like hang out with my dad and drink some whiskey and hang out by the fire and all
That's
that.
fun.
But
Yeah, heck yeah.
also like didn't quit drinking, but I'm like kind of I'm definitely like not really drinking that much anymore, which is cool, but we'll get into that in a second. Anyway, yeah. No, we didn't see anything when we were elk hunting. Then when I was deer hunting, I saw a deer on the road and I tried to spook it up to the cut bank. I did, and then once I got it to a place where I could legally shoot it, I tried to draw a bead on it, and right as I was getting my crosshairs like lined up, literally about to squeeze the trigger, it darted off and tracked it for a while and just never found it again. So that is what it is. But
Yeah.
Mosey was there,
Oh, was he?
which was cool. Yeah, yeah, he saw it
Nice.
with me, and that was fun. I don't know. I'm just glad that that wasn't my only chance to like have meat for the spring and winter, or else I would
Yeah,
have been
right.
bummed. So, but it's cool. Like, I want to be good at it so that if that situation ever comes, that I will be able to feed the people that I need to feed in the time
Yeah,
I
heck
do.
yeah. How was it? All right. How's the process been reducing the alcohol? You notice any positive differences or how's that?
Yeah. So, um, again, another inspiration of my great grandfather. After all that like success in World War II and shit. So he was from Grants Pass, and his father, which is like my great great grandfather, was from Medford. It might have been
Mm.
from uh Lakeview, out like just out in Oregon. Anyway,
Yep.
and was like just like crazy old like like he's born in like the 1800s. My great great grandfather, and like he was just like a what you'd expect of someone from Oregon in the late 1800s. Like he was a fucking hardcore alcoholic, like Western man. That's a that's a rough type of person. So my great grandfather, I think he was so just disgusted off of like pretty much watching his dad, who is like a really gnarly guy. Like he's like, I'm never gonna drink or smoke in my life, and he literally never drank or smoke in his entire life. He claims. I mean, maybe he was lying. I think I would want to try a cigarette if I was in the trenches and fucking thought that, like, dude, he saw his best friend fucking get blown up in like in World War II, like when he was like a kid, bro. He's like 18, 19. So yeah, like if I was him, I'd probably want to try a cigarette. But dude, I like, yeah, he was. Everyone said like, yeah, he stuck to his convictions, never drank or smoke, and I don't know. I'm like, yeah, if he can do all that, then I don't really need to drink, like, or smoke. And I have been, um, you know, Memorial Day weekend last weekend, I had a couple with my dad and his buddy and my cousin Joe, and had a couple cigarettes, played some cornhole all night. It was really fun. But if it's not like a, if it's not like a big outing that I'm gonna want to have some drinks at, then I'm not just gonna drink regularly on the weekends. It's just I just don't need to.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
And yeah, it feels good. Just feels like way more stability, like way more energy, going to bed at the same time every weekend. Just it's just nice.
Yeah, that's one thing about it. It's like somehow it's always just like a later bedtime, a longer time sleeping, but like a feeling less rested. And then
Yeah.
it's just like, ah, and then you gotta like overcome that obstacle you like placed in your own way. So no, that
Yeah,
makes
and then
sense,
you just
dude.
got the whole next couple days after that of like, at least for me, like my freaking emotional state is just I'm like more irritable and shit. And if I can avoid that, then why wouldn't I?
Yeah, for sure. No, that makes sense. Um, all right, another thing I thought was interesting, which I've talked to some people about out west and then back returning to the east. What's the thoughts on Bigfoot? Because I kind of heard some rumblings from people, and especially after what was the one in what was that fire we
Bottom
went
Creek,
to? Bottom Creek. Dude,
Bottom Creek's fire.
that one's I don't know, dude. I'm bought in that Bigfoot's real. You got any stories or thoughts about that?
You know, I've never been a Bigfoot guy. I don't know. I honestly I feel like I want to say I feel like it's obviously possible,
Yeah.
and a lot of I've had a lot of friends have some like really weird encounters, and I've just had a lot of weird encounters in the woods. So I don't know if it's Bigfoot or fucking some other cryptid, but
What kind of
yeah.
weird encounters?
Dude, I've been stalked in the woods. I couldn't even tell you how many times. Like,
What?
oh yeah, bro, but there's cats and bears and
Yeah. How do
like
you just hear stuff behind you, or how does that?
um it definitely always starts with that spidey sense
Yeah.
of like, oh, I'm not alone and I
Yep.
know it. Like, because I've been like, you know me, bro. I grew up out here and like I've spent a lot of time like out in the woods. Like, you know, I just started big game hunting for a while, but I've always hunt like birds and shit like that, and like just go out like hiking or I've gold pan fish. Like I've had treasure hunting, you name it, dude. I've been a guy that spends a lot of time in the woods, and um yeah, like I've definitely had a few times where I was so that definitely sure someone was on my tail or something to that effect. One time I was camping out on a road, and maybe it's just anxiety and paranoia, but I've been sober for every one of these times. And so yeah, it was like I man, the one was really weird. I was camping out on a road like really late one night, and I got like this really gnarly feeling that I was being watched. All of a sudden, like really like a deep gut feeling. And it was already like 9:45 and I was like passing out in my like little camp chair and my dog Tucker was with me and like he started like he like perked his head up and turned over right when I started feeling like that. And so I was just kind of watching for a minute and I'm like, what the fuck? Kind of so just got like uncomfortable. And then Like we didn't see any. I didn't hear anything like move or shift or anything like that. And then he started barking like right where I was like looking, and I was just like, I literally, bro, I like opened the back of my rig and tossed everything in there so fast and threw a bunch of stuff. Like just threw everything in there. I'm like, all right, we're loading up and going home. Um, sorry, 1 second. My dad was calling. But
You're
yeah,
good.
there's that. Lots of
Dang,
other stuff.
that's crazy. I would like, I don't know. I remember Whiskey and a few other people at some of the fires were telling me about just like old stories of like stuff, but I just remember I heard like I don't know. There's a bunch of people from all people out there who were just telling me like different, just like unexplainable things that happened, and I was, and then even at Bottom Creek before Moore's crew got all spooked, that one night we were sleeping on that road, one of like the first 2 nights, and having MREs, and I remember I went to go to take a piss at like 2 a.m. and I like walked away from everybody and like went near the woods and it like I got some like weird feeling. I was like I get still get like hair stand up on me now, but it was like I don't know how to it felt like I was like being watched or something. It was like the weirdest. And I was like trying to look back there, but then I like just like walked back quickly to the to the crew and it was just like yeah, it's different. I don't know.
Dude, so that fire in particular was definitely a like that was the one that everyone also said they saw some weird shit.
Yeah.
Well, one of those nights, I was out like back past like do you remember when we started sleeping at that warehouse there
Yeah.
on the Bottom Creek? And there was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that corner that we were sleeping in, like by all those tubing and stuff. And then I don't know if you knew, but there was like this long grassy area that it stretched back
Yeah.
that
Okay.
had like abandoned like concrete and just random shit back there. Well, I was like back there one night, and as I was like walking back to like take from taking a leak or something, and I heard like laughter, like from the bush, like snickering, like like from the bushes, and I was like, dude, I'm like looking around. Did anyone fucking hear that just now? Like, and I'm like, it got really weird for a second.
That was yeah, that was like deep in the middle of nowhere, I felt like out there.
Yeah.
I don't even know that's what that wasn't because Coos Bay was what like hour and a half away. I don't even know. But that was yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember where that was. It was yeah, and it was pretty good. It was like about an hour and a half. Um, and then there was, um, oh yeah, that was the night we saw a green comet fly over that all of
Yeah.
Jamor Street. Yeah, there was that giant green comet. So yeah, there's just a bunch of weird stuff going on out there at the time.
Hmm.
Um, dude, my phone's getting blown up right now.
You're good. We can cut it.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah, you're good.
I gotta get
All right.
going here soon anyway.
No, you're good. I'm gonna go have some dinner. So, well, dude, I appreciate you having on, and then we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, let me know before you release it.
I will.
Also, feel free to cut anything if I'm just rambling on about some shit I don't like. I wouldn't be offended or anything like that.
Oh no, I'm not worried about it. It's just
Yeah,
this is like a hobby, like just something to do for
yeah,
fun, talking to people I find interesting. So don't
right on.
stress.
I
All
think we
right.
should do another one too eventually.
Yeah, I'm down
Right on.
for sure. All right, brother. Have a great night, and we'll talk soon.
All right, sounds good, Clank. Thanks.
All right. Yes, sir. I'll see you.
Peace out, man.